our little Pokemon monster here, Pokemahoney, gives 1/10 of his income. Oh, everyone at the church is happy to see you. This is totally going to fix all those holes in the rectory roof.
Can I try to heal people again?
You have. Oh well, yes. You can try to heal people again. It's a new day. Did you want to try taking?
Yes, 3 successes.
Apparently, the outside air has done you good.
I just told y'all I was a little bit tired.
They just walk you from sick person to sick person, and you either lead them through prayer or you clean their dressings, help the lepers pick up their lost
miracle.
limbs, that sort of thing.
I'm happy to be a help. I'm a good little Pokemon thing.
What the hell are you?
Armadillo. I forgot what the name was.
I'd like to. Oh boy, where would a cartographer go to compare maps?
There are 3 places you can go to compare maps. One of them is the Royal Palace, where they have their own maps of the world to plot against the other kingdoms. Mm-hmm. Another place would be one of the shipping companies that you see along the docks, because there's more than one of them, although their maps are usually jealously guarded trade secrets, so it'd be difficult to look at. The third would be the Dunwasser Academy of Learning, which is the number 7 on the map. The Dunwasser Academy of Higher Learning is a place where they teach people the erudite sciences and the ways of magic to enforce your will upon the world.
And they have maps of the world, eh?
Yeah, but they usually don't show them to just anybody.
No, they usually don't show them, but what if they could show them to somebody who might know something about people who are abusing magic within their own local vicinity?
I'm not sure. You'd have to talk to somebody. It's an interesting inn. You'd have to actually go there and see what you could find out.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to go to number 7 first, because the less I have to cash in this stuff with the Royal Palace, the better, I think.
All right,
I'd like to go with them if I can.
Yeah.
I don't think he can stop you.
No, go away, you crazy armadillo.
While they're doing that, I'm going to be at a nearby tavern getting some drinks.
Okay. All right, so the cheetah's going to go get drunk. You can go to the good tavern. You might as well go to number 9. That's the 3 Spears. They don't spit in the beer there.
Hey.
The first thing you'll notice after you leave the cathedral is the streets are like half as full as they used to be. People are just pouring out of the gates.
Well, I'm pretty sure the merchants are going to be pissed off at us, but not much we can do about that.
Boo, stupid looters.
Stupid heroes killing
stupid heroes, saving us from murderers. Okay, so he goes to get drunk, and what is Arclight doing?
I think he's sleeping.
I will go to the palace with the rest of the guys.
They're not going to the palace. They're going to the Dunwasser Academy, number 7.
Well, I'll follow them because I haven't got anything to do.
Okay, sorry, I don't know why they put them in. I guess the number 1 looks like a number 7, but... Curse you, Papa Laudadio. We have any Canadians here today?
Boo!
Oh, I found it's the same font they use on the Tim Hortons signs. I miss Tim Hortons. Beautiful Tim Hortons. Oh, yeah, I went off on a tangent there. All right, the Dunwasser Academy itself is a large series of buildings, but they also have a very large dome. And this map isn't to the scale I'd like it to be, but they've got a large dome on the top where they have their telescope, where they look at the stars. The building itself is in immaculate condition. It's almost as if people who have command over the elements themselves have been sculpting the walls to precise angles, and there's all these reliefs on the walls of sculptures of smart people doing awesome things. The doors themselves are closed, but you can bang one of the large knockers there, and eventually the door will open, and you'll be greeted by a short-looking cat fellow. He's wearing robes with stars and moons all over them, and he just kind of squints at you guys with that kind of look that you just interrupted somebody on the internet. So he's like, who the hell are you guys?
Greetings. I am Goodwill Hunting. Who may I have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Abu Lafia, he says, and I am one of the many apprentices here at the Dunwasser Academy. He looks around, like over your shoulder and behind you. I'm sorry. Were you expected?
Actually, no. We're paying a little bit of an unexpected visit. You see, we ran into some magical problems just outside of the city. A man who was killing off nobles.
Magic problems, he says. He steeples his fingers and his eyes widen with curiosity. Do go on.
One of a bandit outside of the city possessed some unique magical abilities and was using
White
them.
Badger?
Yes.
Oh, come inside. Are you the heroes who saved us?
Yes, we are.
Oh, come inside right away.
Yeah.
The head mistress will probably want words with you.
Oh, okay. I hope it's not bad words.
That's funny, he says, laughing.
That's funny.
I'm going to turn away and run. No.
That's a good one. I remember the last time someone said that.
He shows you through the foyer into another room that's it's a large Roman-style atrium. Basically, it's like a little a courtyard that you probably like when you see those Japanese gardens, only this one's Western style, and the roof is open so you can see the sky, so you can see the twilight sky up above it. And you have a nice, beautiful view of it because there's no light pollution in the city or whatever. It's kind of dark, but the apprentice says, "If you'll wait here, I will summon the mistress from within."
Okay. Thank you.
And he leaves you guys there. You notice there's lots of fine statuary and that kind of stuff, and there's actually a fountain bubbling away. Assuming you don't do anything untoward, about a half hour later, the apprentice returns with a very lean-limbed lynx woman who is also wearing robes, also covered in stars and moons.
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm Goodwill Hunting.
Of course you are, she says. I am headmistress Desconidio. You could just call me Des. We're informal here.
Des, pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry to interrupt you unexpectedly, of course, but we ran into some magical users outside of town. The white-haired bandit who was killing nobles. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I want to pause here a moment. Let's see. The cheetah is not actually with you. Okay, sorry.
We did notice the magic, right?
Well, he did say he was ensorcelled, and the cleric can actually confirm this. But because if you have any supernatural skill, you can try to see the residue, right? But when you say that, like the first thing she does is she looks at you guys and makes supernatural checks and goes, "Well, none of these guys have been ensorcelled, so maybe they're full of it." But you brought the priest with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm here.
There. So she's
And I'll even tell her about the book that I found.
Right, she's going to kind of nod at Goodwill, going, "Yeah, I'm sure you saw something, but I'm more interested in talking to the priest here." Yeah. So, sorry, good Reverend, can you describe what it is that you saw?
We found a boy out there. He had a book on him. Seemed to be a book of sorcery, a lot of the mind control style of
You actually
magics.
found a book, she says, her eyes widening and her ears perking.
Oh, yes, and I'll reach into my pack and I'll pull out the book. Yes, it's right over here. He had himself some purple robes and the rods and all that stuff that you need to be one of them kind of fancy smancy mind controlling wizards.
As you talk, she will like basically snatch the book out of your hands and start flipping through it, unless you guys stop her.
Oh, you see something interesting in there.
Goodness gracious! So the late Tasso Bianco had this book.
Yes. Boy, seemed to be a pretty strong wizard from what I recall.
She says. So,
didn't stop him from trying to kill us with his teeth, though.
Well, that is badgers. They have such an animalistic nature. You know, once you learn to slay mind and defeat the instinct within you, you can finally learn to rise up. Oh, but I do go on. You must already know all of this.
Oh, yes.
So, she says, turning back to Goodwill and Cyrus there. You fought but prevailed.
We prevailed. We also found one of the bandits still alive, and we interrogated him. Apparently, our insane badger practiced magic at a castle, and while I can sort of recall a landmark, I would need to see a map of the area in order to precisely locate it. I was curious if you might be able to assist.
Seeing as you've gone and made a very generous donation to our library, I would be remiss if I wouldn't let you see our fine library. Why don't you come with me?
Okay.
Indeed. Des, would I be able to ask a favor of you as well?
How could I deny the clergy their most humble requests?
I was wondering if you might be able to have a map that might show me where I could find the Low Valley Enclave.
That's what I was going to do.
Let me see. Excuse me a moment here as I roll some dice.
Yay.
Low Valley. That name sounds familiar to me, as I've only scored one success, even with all of my kick-ass dice. Well, I suppose there's no harm in that. She leads you out of this little garden, closer to the telescope itself, into a library that's built in a big circle, like if anybody saw the last episode of Ghost in the Shell Season 1, where they have all those really cool bookcases all in a big round circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like that.
Cool.
Only they have a lot more scrolls and sideways tubes. Unfortunately, the libraries are usually sorted by language first and then by date second, so finding anything is a tedious chore. Let's see. She says, my apprentice Abu Lafia is at your disposal. He will be more than happy to help you with any of your errands. If you need request me, Abu Lafia knows where to find me. And with that, she wanders off, leaving you there with Abu Lafia, who says, okay, and here's the catalog right here. It's organized by language first, he says, starting to rant about all that kind of stuff. And he's more than happy to help you look in the library.
Abu,
Yeah.
I'm looking for I need a map of the local area and the surrounding areas besides just this local city.
All right. I need you guys to help Abu Lafia look.
Hey.
You can make a roll of mind, academics, and an extra D12 if you have cartography. And an extra D12 if you have research.
And it would have helped if I was typing in map tools.
That would have.
I got a success.
I got a success.
That's all you need.
Fucked
2
up.
successes.
And Cyrus is just chilling?
Cyrus is sleeping.
Oh, Cyrus is muted.
No, our Orclight's sleeping. He passed out.
Oh, I think we lost him? Okay. All right. Wow. All right. Well, 3 successes will be enough to actually find it in about an hour or so. But he will find a map. He says there really isn't a place called Low Valley Enclave. There is a place called the Low Valley. And it was host to... here we are. That was host to Castle Brunetti at one time. So the village Brunetti was in it. And you guys find a dusty map that's labeled in script you can barely read because it's so legible. And he shows, okay, here we are, and here it is, only about 7 leagues hence from here. And what do you know? It's only a league and a half north of where you guys were ambushed on the road.
Fantastic.
And it says the Brunetti Castle basically, while the fortunes of the Rinaldi king, who rules the city of Triskelion, declined, he provided less and less support to his own vassals. And the Brunetti were another family that, without the support of their king and without proper armies, collected less and less taxes and eventually moved on, and their house eventually was dissolved.
Hey, I got a question for you. You seem like a really smart guy.
Oh, thank you, he says.
And I was wondering, do you think you could recognize what this mark is? And I'm going to show him that piece of paper we found.
Well, I don't actually have heraldry, but I'm a smart guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, I scored 2 successes.
I like this guy.
Oh, and you guys also give him an assist die. Only 2 successes. He goes, no, it doesn't recognize. It doesn't look into living houses, and it's not Brunetti. Let's take a look in defunct houses. Come with me. And he takes you to another section of the library, and you guys start pouring through books and sneezing at mold for a while. And he goes, goodness gracious, this is an outdated heraldry symbol of the House of Marteau. Dun dun dun.
House of Marteau.
And you guys just stare at him. I mean, you guys just stare at him.
Does he actually go dun-dun-dun as well?
I mean,
Dun,
the
dun, dun.
soundtrack would. But you guys just stare at him for a moment. Like, he looks at you guys like you know what he's talking about. And then he pauses. Ages ago, there was there were 5 great tribes of horses known as the Eastern Kingdoms. And they all united as one great house of horses called the Avar du Pois. Well, when the Avoirdupois used to worship an old religion called heliodromancy, a sun worship where they believed the sun itself was a god. Now, years ago, they were fighting with all the other houses when their king converted to belief in the shining light. He converted to Slamer, the light of all creation religion. And when he converted, all of his subjects had to convert too. The people of the Marteau resisted converting. They still wanted to worship the sun god as the all-father of all creation. And when they resisted, the other houses basically started a big civil war, and the Marteau had their castles destroyed, and they were crushed and wiped out. While some of the bloodlines still persist today, the Marteau horses themselves are not considered proper avoirdupois and are not properly blooded, and many of them resent it to this day. For someone to be using their crest in the modern day is someone who is very proud, very foolish, or perhaps both. Where did you find this?
We found this from the body of Tasso. He was carrying this in a messenger
Well, that
bottle.
doesn't make any sense, he says.
Well,
Tasso is a badger and not a horse.
Well, he was carrying it in a messenger bottle, so he could have been given it by someone else.
That's very strange. Did you ask Tasso who he got it from?
I kind of put my horns through his heart.
There's a pause as the guy just kind of stares at you.
Well, he was killing my friend. It's a long story. Anyway, it happened. We're not going to get into it.
Oh, you killed him before he told you.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't kill him. Yeah. He was
Yeah,
dead.
this guy comes back to Earth for a moment and says, "Oh, ooh, you killed him with your own horns?" He looks at your head with grizzled disgust. With grizzly disgust.
Well, happens. I'm not proud of it, but hey, whatever.
Oh, so all right. Well, now the cat guy's a little freaked out because he didn't realize. Oh my God, I'm in the company of hired killers. It suddenly dawned on me.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. Let's relax here for a second. I'm going to show him the letter from the king. We were executing a warrant.
The guy just looks a little squeamish.
All right. Well,
So,
Don't worry about it, boy. We won't be going into any graphic detail.
already did. A little late for that.
No, not any more graphic detail.
Okay, well, anyway, he'll explain, who says usually the only people who use the Marteau symbol these days are usually people of an underground movement called the Extinguishers, people who want to snuff out and bring back snuff out people who misbelieve and bring back the old ways. So if Tasso didn't make this symbol, which he probably wouldn't, it means he might be in league with some people who are basically anti-church people.
Oh, dear. That's never a good thing. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Also, as an aside, not to him, but out of character, was I able to discern where that castle was?
Oh, yeah.
Because that was kind of my primary goal.
Actually, while you're here, he will draft a copy of the map for you.
Fantastic.
And let you have it.
Excellent.
But in return, I just want to remind everybody that Descanidio, the headmistress, wandered off with your book.
All right. Well,
No, I mean, none of us are magic users, so...
I just want to note,
Well, if you want to become a magic user, if you have the book, you can become a magic user.
Oh, sorry. Sorry,
Well,
Chris.
I didn't want to become a magic user. I'm a pacifist, so but I did want to find out where that enclave was. Was he able to discern that?
Well, he said there's no records they have of something called the Low Valley Enclave, but they do have a place that was called the Low Valley, which is home of Castle Brunetti, and that's what he gives you a map to. He gives you a map basically to Castle Brunetti in the Low Valley, which, as near as any of you can tell after rolling 3 successes, must be what they're talking about. But there's no modern records of a place called the Low Valley Enclave, certainly not one that pays taxes or tribute to the king. But one problem with the Rinaldi kingdom that you live in, basically the free city of Triskelion here and its kingdom, is the king is basically gone decadent, and the commoners are trying to run more and more things. So there's actually lots of undocumented wilderness around this area. So if
Sounds like to me that this might be a good starting point, but we may need to refine it with some street knowledge.
that's also possible. Streetwise would be very helpful.
That if I could talk to more people in the church, the nun who told me about it originally.
Always more possibilities to talk to other people.
Well, I'm going to thank him, and then I think maybe we should head out of here.
Yes.
During all this time, I'm just opening the tavern, just
Alcohol, blessed alcohol.
There's a fee of 1 dinar to even get into the Three Spears, but the Three Spears itself is about a 4-story structure that they have the old style. Man, there's a picture of this in the Ironclaw book. I think on page 150.
I don't know if our book goes that to 150.
Oh no, it's not in there. Then damn, it's in the source book or whatever. Of the place is huge. I mean, it's like one of those. It's where if we were making a big blockbuster movie, they have this little pan shot. I mean, they've got a central stage, like theater in the round, where minstrels and exotic dancers perform. They sell rich food. There's lots of hangers-on here, courtesans, prostitutes, other people, that kind of stuff. It's a high-class place. For about 4 dinar, you will have a sumptuous dinner. Peach and peacock till you burst, that sort of thing. Alcohol, wine, musicians will come by, entertain your table. Lots of women will be interested in what you have to say, as long as the wine and the money are flowing. I mean, it's that kind of place. It's like, imagine medieval rap music. And
let me ask you this out of character again, Mr. Game Host.
Sure.
I'm a cartographer. I'm an explorer. I would have decent relationships with people at the port, or at least know how to have good relationships with them. Would it be possible for me to go down there to the port and start inquiring local dockmasters and sailors if they've ever heard of the local places around here?
Sure. It's also like saying that I'm a webmaster, so I have lots of decent contacts in the webmaster community. Some people have like secret information that they guard. So you could easily use your explorer career as a bonus to your gossip, and then you're going to pause a moment and say, "But my explorer career is really bad." Oh, you must be one of those explorers that nobody likes.
It's true. I do gore people to death with my horns.
Right. So you could actually talk to some people, but any of the people in the shipping companies who have maps and stuff. First of all, they don't like to share those because they're trade secrets. And second of all, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to maps, you guys went to the right place first because you're looking for land maps. The
that's true.
Guys probably will have maps of the coast. No, you have a really good idea. I mean, like, using this map, you could get there in pretty short time.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm wondering what more you want to know about it.
Well, it's just that it's just that this comes off as a really official place, and the way it was described was that since everything really seems to be taken aback with the king and everything's sort of hectic with the peasants, that they would have a more robust knowledge of this, whereas this seemed more of an archival sort of thing where I don't know exactly how accurate it would be today.
The archives here, well, you can always check with the Royal Palace. They might have better intelligence. The map that basically what the guy tells you is that this place is supposed to be like dead, like nobody's supposed to live there anymore.
Okay, so I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. All right, I'll shut up.
Well, no, you have good questions. I just want what you discover is that the place is abandoned. Now, if you were a bunch of people who didn't want anybody to find you or something like that, you might go there.
Yeah. That would make sense. No, that makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know.
Right, and the fact when the guy told you, "Oh yeah, this is the mark of a movement to destroy," this is the mark. The letter you have is a mark of people who hate the church. That's just kind of weird. That why would Tasso be going to a place that's a church, but a church official asks you to if you would look into it?
Hey, you're not a father. What is your character, Chris? Priest?
Reverend, I guess we'll go
Reverend?
with.
Yeah, he's technically a brother. If you want to be a father, you have to buy a separate gift.
Yo, brother, let me ask you a question.
Yes, my boy.
This mark here, and it's about people who want to basically destroy the church. You think the cathedral here may have people who have more information about it?
Yeah, it would not be a bad idea to tell them at least.
Yeah, at least tell them about it, right?
And father there might know something.
And even if he doesn't, at least we're doing something good for the church, right?
Of course, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think maybe they'll let me out of my 1/10 tithe.
I don't think you're obligated to do that, boy. That's up to your own decision.
Oh, thank God.
Well, I encourage you to do it, of course. And, as a priest, my sole duty in life is to guilt-trip you into giving your things to the less fortunate.
Yeah, well, my sole goal in life is to conquer a new land and become its dictator. But anyway, we've all got goals.
What was that?
Like I just said, we've all got goals, and sometimes it's harder to achieve some than others.
I see.
Anyway, how about we head to the cathedral, huh?
Yes, I do believe that would be a good idea.
That'd be a good idea.
And don't
All right,
forget to give them your 10% tithing.
You all rendezvous at the church. The church is open 24 hours a day. There's a mass every 3 hours.
That was a good night.
Good night. Oh, damn, how long have we been out? Holy shit.
Well, it's probably like actually evening now.
Hey, your cat member Devin. Hi, Devin. Hope you don't have to spend all your money. What would you give to the church then?
What? I'll talk about that in the morning. I need to get some sleep right now. I'll see you all later.
Do remember that church was the one who gave you board when there is nowhere else to go.
I'll keep that in mind. Don't you worry. I just need a rest right now.
Hey, before we
give you a late night guilt trip, you know.
That's okay. You can guilt trip me all you want. That's fine.
The two women hangers-on kind of lose interest in Devin after a while. After he goes to the church, it's like, what a buzzkill.
Whatever.
Hey, ladies, got a nice waggle to ya.
Before we try to sign off for bed, I'm going to try and help heal some of the people here. So I am kind and all. If that's possible, Mr. DM.
How is your personality kind, but your goal in life is to become a dictator of a new land?
What? What are you talking about? My goal is to find and explore a new land. That's my officially. Just making up a. I was just trying to make a point, and it got out of hand. It got way the hell out of hand. Oh, he died. I think I've officially pissed the DM off enough to where he quit. I feel bad.
Now his connection probably derped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well then we'll wait, I guess.
He's reconnecting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking over the original color drawings made of these character portraits, and they're amazing.
They are pretty good. They got a lot of good art in the book.
Yeah. Well, like the art of the book is like crap compared to the original color ones because a lot of the colors get washed out.
Chris, isn't a kind dictatorship possible? Like, couldn't these people be
technically, but it's never happened.
Couldn't these people be like all enslaved and miserable and everything, and I come along and install myself as a new king?
Yes, technically you can do that.
Wouldn't that be the kind thing to do? What if that's just my dream?
Actually going to do, as opposed to going in and creating a new dictatorship and pissing off the people you don't like.
Maybe my personality changes over time.
It might.
It might. No, sure, LordKaT, you'd make a great Hitler.
I guess one of my there's all these little details too. That just like the fact that the dolls are playing bocce ball. They're playing bocce. It's like what?
We made what happened, Behemoth. I apparently made the game master just rage quit because he just doesn't quite get the gray mentality.
Well, I think it's more just like the connection dropout was so bad.
Yeah, I think it was a connection dropout, but we'll wait a little bit for him to see if he can reconnect.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall it was a good session.
Yeah. My character's going to have to spend a good few days just relaxing and recouping, but...
Did he leave the chat, or did he ping timeout? That's the question.
Let's see.
I think he... what was his...
Ping time. It was ping timeout, so...
It was ping timeout? Okay. So, yeah, I think his connection just shat itself. God, yeah, Rafferty, ping timeout. So, we'll give him a little bit to reconnect, see what happens. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. But what are you guys thinking of it so far?
I think it's a fun system.
I like it a lot. It takes a little bit to get the hang of combat, but I like it. I kind of especially like how I don't have to worry about attacking because I just sit off to the side and rally people.
Well, and I think it's one of those things that once you get used to how the rules and the mechanics sort of relate, you can get through things pretty quickly, actually, because it's just, you're rolling basically a handful of dice, you're just aiming for a high number, and that's it.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that. I like that it's not it has nothing to do with AC.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about counting up bonuses really so much. Whenever you get a bonus,